I had orbital compartment syndrome and got my orbital bones taken out of my face and put back in, and the surgery did not go very well. Here is that story. If you haven't seen my blindness story video, I highly recommend going and watching it because it will provide a lot of context to what you're about to see. But basically, in summary, on December 12th, 2018, I went blind due to severe swelling in my optic nerves, and at a certain point, they had to take out my orbital bones because I had orbital compartment syndrome, and when they put them back in, things went wrong. For several days after they took the orbital bones out of my face, they had to keep them out, so they left the stitches open and the gashes open, so I just had open gashes on my face for probably about 8 to maybe 10 days. Every morning, every afternoon, and every night, a nurse would come in and apply some antibiotic ointment on my eyes to assure that there would be no bacteria or infection that'd make the situation worse, and so that was never fun because it burned like a motherfucker. But anyway, on the day that they actually put my orbital bones back in, they told us that the surgery would take no more than 45 minutes. But my mom told me that it took about 2 hours. When the surgery was done, the doctor came out to my mom and looked at her and said, "I have no other way to say this other than her bones didn't fit." And my mom was like, "What the fuck do you mean her bones didn't fit?" The doctor basically said that my orbital bone on my right side was too big for the hole that was still there, so they had to trim the bone down, which took an extra amount of time, which is why the surgery took longer. So they put the orbital bone back in and everything was successful, everything was fine, they stitched me up and everything was good. And then they brought me back to the ICU. And when I woke up, I had no pain medication in my system. I had just had my bones put back in my face, and I had no pain medication in my system. I was in the most excruciating, agonizing amount of pain. I can't even describe it. I cannot describe what that felt like. I couldn't blink. I couldn't move my face. I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't speak. I communicated with my sister by tapping once for yes and twice for no on the bedsheet. At a certain point, I actually urinated all over myself because I was in so much pain I couldn't even recognize the fact that I had to pee. And so after an hour, they finally brought me some pain medication from the pharmacy, and I was able to blink after about 25 minutes of it setting in. The bad part is that there really is no conclusion to this story. I have dozens of more stories that are pretty similar to this that I will eventually tell. And it just kept getting worse in the 16 days I was in the hospital, because I was only there for 16 days, but it felt like generations. So I have more stories.